Hello and welcome to tonight's varsity basketball game as the Albany High Cougars take on the Titans from Hercules. My name is Josh Glatt alongside my partner Tyler Caldwell. Tyler, what do we have to look forward to tonight?
Well, Josh, it's senior night, and the seniors on the team are looking to grab a win in their final home game. Just 3 days removed from defeating Richmond High, putting the Cougars in a three-way tie for second.
All right, well, we will take a quick break and return to the Cougar gym. Hi, welcome back to tonight's varsity basketball game. Tyler, last time these two teams met, the Hercules squad had no trouble defeating Albany. They beat them 64-40. So what does Albany need to do to change their fortune?
Well, Josh, the Cougars need to get an early lead and keep it. They need to set some screens for Marcus Simon and get him some open shots. Another key part to the Cougars game tonight is rebounds. They need to box out and get rebounds.
Well, tonight is also the final home game for this season for the Cougars. And per tradition, we will honor the seniors tonight. The Cougars will be saying bye to 4 seniors. Tyler?
Well, the Cougars are losing some key players, Kalen Lawson, Robert Wu, Dominic Pelasuma, and Damani Neal. However, the Cougars have some younger players that have been stepping up this year, Carl Jacobs, benching in Nick Sternad. But the most important, a freshman, Marcus Simon, who is coming into the game, is 12 points a game and 108 overall points. He's going to be key in tonight's game for the Cougars.
Well, we have some time to kill before the senior ceremonies begin, so in that time we'll throw it over to our sideline reporter, Julian Boscott. Julian.
Thank you, Josh and Tyler. Now, as you mentioned, we want to watch for Marcus Simon tonight. He's a freshman. He has 108 points overall in the season, averaging 12 per game. Now, I want to go through the starting lineup with you tonight. Number 3, Carl Jacobs. Number 4, Ray Cow. Number 5, Ben Chinan. Number 10, Marcus Simon. Number 11, Kalen Lawson. Number 12, Kenji Tagami. Number 15, Chris Parker. Number 21, Nick Sternad. Number 23, Damani Neal. Number 25, Andre Rusa. Number 32, Robert Wu. Number 33, John Sook. And number 44, Dominic Dom Pelasalma. Josh, that's our starting lineup tonight. What else do we have in store for tonight's game? Josh.
Julian. Hey, Julian, sorry. Well, it's going to be a tough matchup. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
Well, like I said, the Cougars need to get an early lead. Like you said also before, the Titans from Hercules beat them 64-40 last time these two teams met. And the Cougars need to definitely show up tonight and play their A game.
Julian, let me ask you this while you're standing there. You were, as that junior varsity game, which was a thriller, as that game was closing, the varsity team was getting ready to come out, and you were standing by the tunnel. It's senior night for so many of these teams. So, Julian, could you sense any excitement? How do you think they were feeling?
Well, I want to go to the junior varsity game for a minute here. It was extremely close. The Cougars were just trailing the Hercules by 2 or 3 points at the end of the fourth quarter, but they brought it back, tied it 55-55, and they went into overtime, got to 56 points, and inevitably beat Hercules. It was a very exciting game.
But how do you feel the varsity players were?
Well, I think it added to their warm-up, per se, tonight. It got them fired up. I think... I don't want to say they're seeking revenge on Hercules, but as you know, Hercules won last time, and they want to beat them again, per se. Hercules is a challenging team. Their starting lineup looks quite fierce, so we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you, Julian, and best of luck to you manning the sidelines down there. And of course, this entire production would not be possible without the good folks at ROP. The Today's broadcast, as I was saying, is brought to you by the Contra Costa County Office of Education Regional Occupational Program, a career training program created for high school students and adult learners. So thank you to them. As
Yes, big contributor.
Tyler, you have the stat sheet. We have some outstanding athletes for the Cougars.
Yes.
Who is to look out for?
Well, tonight, like I said earlier, Marcus Simon is going to be a big key for the win for the Cougars tonight. He's coming into the game with 12 points per game and 108 overall points. They're also going to look to Robert Wu, who's going to be in the paint. He's going to need to get some rebounds for the Cougars tonight against this fierce Titan team.
All right, and we are very soon starting the senior ceremonies. We're closing in on about a minute as either team completes their warm-up. Some of the Albany players choosing to take this time to text. Those are the JV players, excuse me. You see the varsity players now in their warm-ups. We are under a minute, and I'm sure nerves for many of the seniors that are going to be recognized tonight, as the four of them did their best to be a part of the team during the year, and I'm sure being singled out maybe
and Josh, I want to speak about a particular senior right now, Dom Pelisaumo. Exceptional player. I'd say he's coming in right behind Marcus Simon tonight. He is a senior. He's averaging 5.3 rebounds a game, 1.3 steals a game, and overall points 38 this season.
All right, well, we will start the senior ceremony as either team heads to their respective bench. Cougars lining up. The JV team is to give their varsity counterparts a very warm reception.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Albany High School. Good evening, Cougar basketball fans, and welcome to senior nights here at Albany High.
There are 4 seniors for Albany.
With Albany High School and many schools, the last scheduled home game of the year is senior night. And tonight, we acknowledge 4 outstanding student athletes and their parents and families. These 4 young men have shown the highest commitment and loyalty as Albany Cougars. Our first senior tonight is a 2-year starter and an outstanding point guard. His ability to defend top opposing players, his willingness to handle the ball in pressure situations, and his ability to score have been keys to Albany's strong showing in TCAL play. His 2 free throws with no time on the clock to beat John Sweat are among the many highlights from a great career. His coaches and teammates love him for his relentless energy and constantly positive attitude. Here with lots of family, including his mom, Danielle Nolan, and his father, Keith Lawson, and stepmom, Dana Lawson. Let's welcome number 11, senior point guard, Kaylin Lawson.
Kaylin Lawson, ladies and gentlemen.
Kaylin Lawson. Thank you, Kaylin and his family. Our next senior is a 2-sport athlete who came out from the football team and immediately made an impression on his coaches and teammates with his enthusiasm and his desire. He's been willing and able to play many roles and has always been ready to contribute. One highlight moment was a starting assignment in December against Petaluma, where he was perfect from the floor and snared 2 big rebounds in an important Cougar win. A great teammate who works consistently and passionately with his teammates. Here with his parents, Eleanor and Leonard Neal, is number 23, Damani Neal. Damani Neal.
Damani Neal, ladies and gentlemen.
Coach will take a picture with the seniors as they pass by.
Damani Neal, everyone. Our next senior has added a physical toughness and intelligent play to the Cougar post attack. A terrific rebounder and solid inside scorer, he stepped up big in last Saturday's big win against Richmond High School with 8 points and 6 rebounds. An all-league football player who will continue his football career at CCSF. Cougar teammates and coaches are delighted he helped the Cougar cause on the court this season. Here with his uncle John Perlega, let's bring out number 44, Dominic Palisana. Dominic Palisana. Thank you, Dominic Palisana. Our fourth and final senior tonight has been the rock of this team. An outstanding interior defender with excellent passing skills. He has been an important contributor in most of the Cougars' biggest wins. His 15 points, including a critical three-pointer late in the game, keyed the big win over Petaluma at the Casa Grande tournament. This young man is an outstanding student and is headed for a top-flight university next fall. Respected to the highest degree by his teammates and coaches, he has been a tremendous team captain and a player who gives his best consistently in all situations. Our final senior, here with his dad, Wei Ming Wu, and his mom, Joan Wu. Here's number 32, Robert Wu.
Robert Wu, ladies and gentlemen.
Robert Wu. That concludes tonight's senior night presentation. I'd like to hear one last hand for these 4 seniors, all outstanding students, all terrific teammates.
And that will conclude the senior night ceremonies. Congratulations to those 4 as their families join in a final picture all together, families and friends. And the basketball game is just underway.
A final photo there as the seniors play their last home game here in Albany.
we have a quick score update from the women's basketball game in Hercules. The Cougars are leading right now 12-6 at the end of the first quarter. But back here, we're going to start this game.
I'm going to announce the starting lineups, starting with the visiting Titans from Hercules High School, Hercules, California.
Here's the visiting team, the Hercules Titans.
Assisted by Mr. George Jackson. The starting lineup for the Titans tonight, in numerical order, starting with number 2, Devin Matson. Number 11, Mitchell Baker.
Looks like we have some technical difficulties on the floor here.
We'll resume the starting lineups for Hercules after the batteries on the mic is changed.
Luckily, the announcer, Don Schumacher, always comes prepared with some extra batteries.
The world of sports in this past week has been marred by technical difficulties, from the Superdome to the Cougar Dome. All right, we are set to begin once again.
Continuing with number 15, Archie Ronquillo. Number 31, Jobel Vance. And number 45, Romel Brannigan. And now, tonight's starting lineup for the Cougars. In numerical order, starting with number 3, Carl Jacobs. Number 11, senior Karen Lawson. Number 23, senior Devani Neal. Number 22, Robert Wu. And number 44, Dominic Kamasama. The Cougars head coach is Mr. Bill Dressler, assisted by Bruce Pruitt, Jesper Lorenzo, and Brandon Jones. Tip-off is moments away. The referees for tonight's game, Mr. Derek Kibler and Mr. Jason Alabanza. Thank you, gentlemen.
Both teams are finishing their final pump-ups before we start the game. This is the starters will remain on the court, and with that, 8 minutes are on the clock, and we're ready to play. Final handshaking
By both teams.
And I want to go through our starting lineup for the Cougars once again this evening. We have number 32, Robert Wu, number 23, Damani Neal, number 11, Kaylin Lawson, number 44, Dom Pelisama, and number 3, Carl Jacobs.
will be Robert Wu against number 45.
Kaylin Lawson.
Down to Jacobs, who gets it up to Neal, out to Lawson, who dribbles inside. Gets blocked, gets his own miss, tries to put it back. Pelisuma the rebound, can't finish. Jacobs down low. Misses again. Kicked out by Pelisuma, but a whistle.
Great aggressiveness by the Cougars. This is how they need to start out.
The number 2 for Hercules after that out of bounds by the Cougars. Noticeable size difference. As that shot from the free throw line is airballed. Lawson gets the rebound, or the miss rather, takes it up court. Out to Jacobs. Passes it out to Lawson at the top of the key.
Cougars definitely need to start this game off right and score here.
Now Neal. And that bounces off Lawson's hand and out of bounds. It'll be the second turnover that's gone out of bounds for the Cougars. Once again, number 15, the point guard, passes out to 2. Ball movement inside. Lawson had the ball blocked, sent out of bounds. Hercules will maintain possession, but a good defensive effort.
That ball was out of bounds. Carl Jacobs blocking, number 31 on Hercules.
Down low. The reverse is in. Hercules is the first to strike. Taking it up the court is Kalen Lawson, the senior. The guard, 5'11". Out to Lawson again. Up to the top of the key, that's Wu. The center who tries to dribble inside, then gets it out to Jacobs. Lawson.
Need to do something.
3, no good. Neal nearly gets the rebound. Instead, it's out of bounds for the third consecutive time.
Personal foul called on number 23 of the Cougars.
That it's a personal foul against Damani Neal.
Damani Neal, his first personal foul. First team foul.
We'll try that inbounds once again. Still 2-0. Hercules is on top after 2 minutes of play. Lawson dribbling up court. Surrounded by 3 Titans. Double team now. Out to Pelasuma, who gets it knocked out of bounds.
To inbound it. The Cougars definitely need to score here and get the lead.
That's passed out of bounds. Lawson intended for Jacobs. Be another turnover. Passing it around Hercules at the top of the key. Jacobs slips a little. Moving inside. A pass out. Now inside the layup. It's good. 4-0. Hercules now.
Get aggressive here.
Wu inside to Jacobs. Jacobs tried to pass it out. That was almost another turnover. Bouncing off the leg of Pelasuma now, who just puts it up and scores. Albany gets on the board. Number 2. Devin Matson inside 15, the 3. Ronquillo misses. Wu on the taking it back the other way now.
Good job by Robert Wu on the rebound.
Spins and a foul.
Personal foul called on number 15 of the Titans.
Number 15 gets a foul. That's Archie Wonquill.
His first personal foul, first team foul. Into the game for the Cougars, number 10, Marcus Simon.
Marcus Simon is coming in now for the Cougars. Pass out, far pass out to Simon. Lawson now.
Marcus Simon now in, their top scorer.
Right, and he's going up against, he has the ball now. Number 11, Mitchell Baker, but there's a whistle on the play, and that'll be a turnover.
Number 44, Dominic Pelasama, called for the illegal screen.
The Cougars have turned the ball over on almost every possession now. Tyler, what do you think is the issue?
Well, I think the Cougars just need to wake up. You know, it looks like they're playing just a little sluggish behind Hercules, and I think they need to step up the game.
Number 45, Jarrell Brown, now to 31. JaVale Vance. Brown dribbles inside against Pelasuma, spins, goes up for the shot, misses. Pelasuma the rebound. Lawson taking it up court, as he's done every drive. Quick pass to Jacobs, who is double teamed and turns it over. Along the scorer's table comes Madison, who crashes in and will turn the ball over as he stepped out of bounds. And coming in for the Cougars are number 4, Ray Cow, and number 5, Nick Sternad, in for Pelasuma and Jacobs.
Cougars definitely looking to score here.
Lost in the ball, 2-4. Cougars are trailing.
Also in number 4, Ray Cow.
Lawson, no good. Rebound by number 15, Ronquill. Quick pass to Madison. Ronquill takes it, and a lot of contact into the basket.
Good job by Ray Cow there.
He draws the charge. Ronquill gets
Charging
It's a great job by Ray Cow, taking one for the team, as I say.
Right.
His second personal foul.
Ronquill gets his second personal foul.
And I just want to say that was a pretty intense foul. It looked like a charge there onto number 4, onto the floor there.
A 3, it's good.
That was Marcus Simon.
With that, the Cougars will take the lead 5-4.
Cougars are going to need to do that a lot tonight. We'll be looking to Marcus to score some big points for the Cougars.
He is their leading scorer. That's a foul.
Personal foul call on number 4, Ray Cow.
Number 4, Ray Cow, who just drawed the charge, or drew the charge, excuse me.
His first personal.
Inbounding will be number 31, JaVale Vance. And let's go back to the man that just hit that 3, Marcus Simon.
Marcus Simon, yes. The Cougars are going, as I said before, the Cougars are going to need to look for him for some big points tonight. He's going to be their biggest scorer.
He has 108 points overall in the season, averaging 12 per game. I'd say for a freshman on varsity, that's very impressive.
Definitely impressive to see. Even a freshman on varsity is impressive, nonetheless, scoring 108 points in the season so far.
A lot of physical play. Cal gets knocked over. The shot drops for number 31.
That was the second charge there on number 4, Ray Cow.
Lawson against Matson. The top of the key, Wu out to Cow, who came in just a minute ago. 3, air ball this time by number 10, Marcus Simon. 31, and Cow again involved in physical play. A blocking foul called on Ray Cow, number 4.
Ray Cow. His second personal foul.
Carl Jacobs will come in. And leaving is Ray Cow, who has a look of anguish on his face.
I'm standing very close to him. He appears to be, he looks exhausted, but I think those 2 charges took, took their toll.
Physical defense by Marcus Simon.
Matson nearly lost it. He got it back, goes up for the shot, misses. Wu gets the rebound.
Good rebound by Robert Wu. He's going to need to get some big rebounds tonight.
Lawson beating Matson up the court, passing the ball around. Lawson double covered, goes in for the layup, misses. Rebound by 21. And Matson just loses it. Took his eye off the ball, I guess. Lost concentration, and it'll go out of bounds. What looked like a bit of a sloppy start for the Cougars seems to have turned around.
Now in the game for the Titans, number 5, Jason Sykes.
Number 12, Jason Sykes is in. Excuse me, Kenji Tagami, I'm looking at the wrong roster. tie-up.
Good job by Nick Sternab getting the jump
Also
ball
in the
there.
game for the Cougars, number 12, Denji Kagami.
Next possession will go to the Cougars.
Number 11, Mitchell Baker. Now 2 from the wing, misses. Out of bounds, that shot was missed by number 45, Romel Vanagan. But the Hercules Titans will maintain possession. Pass number 5, a quick turnaround shot by Jason Sykes.
Cougars are trailing by 3. The Titans.
With 38 seconds about left, the Titans are on top, 8-5, as Jacob squares up against the significantly taller number, well, that ball's passed out, never mind. Now Simon against number 11, Mitchell Baker. Baker from the wing, tries to drive, Simon
Defense
stops
by
him.
Marcus there.
Sykes inside, and a travel called against number 5, that's Jason Sykes.
Good pressure defense by the Cougars there. Getting a travel out of it. Now, can they capitalize on it?
Cougars will maintain, hold it for the last shot rather. Simon, who hit a 3 earlier against Baker. He won't be able to get the shot off in time, as that shot won't count. That's the buzzer, though. It would have made it, nonetheless.
Full-court shot,
It doesn't count.
It won't count.
So at the end of the first quarter, the Titans of Hercules are up 8-5. That was certainly something, and we would just like to remind everyone to come out and see your Albany High School varsity men and women's soccer team next week as they start their TCAL playoffs. And congratulations to the women's varsity team for winning league.
Don't forget there is a snack bar in operation.
I want to recap the first quarter there.
Staff by volunteers.
It was a quarter of heavy fouls on Albany's side. That's 4 fouls. 2 for Hercules. Now we saw 2 pretty big fouls on Ray Cow, number 4. 2 charges that was here on Hercules' side down here. Where I am, they looked pretty intense. Luckily he's not injured, but both times he landed on the floor. In the first couple of minutes, Albany was struggling, but they came back. Now we're at 8-5. Hercules still in the lead.
Now, going back to Ray Cow, we're going to see a lot of him trying to draw some fouls from this Hercules offense. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the City of Albany, KALB 33, supporting community television and providing Albany citizens with broadcasts of local, social, and political events. City of Albany, KALB 33.
Lawson's double team. Pass out to Sternad, to the wing. Jacobs saves it from going out of bounds. Now to Lawson against Sykes. Dribbles in, now out Jacobs for 3. He gets it.
Good shot by Carl Jacobs, getting open 3 there.
That 3 will draw it even, 8-8. Vale Vance against Jacobs. Out of 5 with Sykes. Vance. And
job,
Simon tips it. He steals it, going for the layup. Misses. Gets his own miss and puts it back.
Great defense by Marcus Simons there, getting the steal, going back, getting those 2 points for his team.
Vance moving quickly now. Making himself pump fakes, gets it out to number 11, Mitchell Baker. Against Sykes. Vance.
Cougars need to stop here and continue this lead.
The 2, no good. Nearly an offensive rebound. Instead, Pelasuma gets it.
They were fighting for that ball. There was the struggle, especially with 21 Nick Sternad, who was now in control, was in control of the ball.
Jacob can't repeat the 3 from the last drive, and he's he's tired.
Coming into this game, Carl Jacobs does have about 5 points per game.
A response three, if you will, from number 11, Mitchell Baker. Lawson dribbling up the court against Sykes. And a pass out. Lawson a deep three, a little short.
The
Vance
Cougars
will
are
take
needing
it.
to calm their offense down and swing around the key a couple times to get an open shot now.
Inside, a three and a foul called. It'll be a shooting foul on Simon. He was inside the two. That was pretty close. Number 11, Mitchell Baker, will shoot 2 free throws. Looked like his feet were right on the line. So the Cougars, oh, check that. He was outside the three-point arc. First one misses.
Number 11 here with the free throw. As I can see, the free throw moments are those of the most tension. It takes the most focus,
It's
and
like
there's a lot of pressure.
confusion here on the court with substitution. Now Joseph Suck comes in for number 3, Carl Jacobs.
And Hercules makes a transition as well. That's number 41, Clarence Corbin.
Joseph Suck is also a freshman on varsity.
Second free throw misses.
Good rebound by Dom.
Lawson picking it up the court. A quick pass into Simon, who dribbles in and misses. Taking it back the other way now is Mitchell Baker. Quick passing to Sykes, and a charge called. The third charge against the Hercules team.
Great job by Nick Sternak drawing the charge on that play.
Personal foul called on number 5 for the Titans. Jason Sykes. His first personal foul.
Jason Sykes looks to have been a little shaken up on that. He's reaching for his his right leg. But he's able to keep up with Kalen Lawson. Pelasuma double team Cow, pump fakes, dribbles inside. Bumped out by Pelasuma. Lawson gets the rebound and a shot. Got the legs taken out from under him, so he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Personal foul called on number 5. Jason
Number
Sykes.
5, Jason Sykes, is
His
who
second personal foul.
will receive that foul. That's his second personal.
Good job by Kalen.
Free throw to the
Now
left of
free
the
throws
iron.
are also going to be very key for the Cougars tonight in this game. They're going
Right.
to knock down as many as they can.
You can hear that it just goes silent when the free throws are being attempted, so it becomes kind of a mind game.
He's going to tie it up a single.
Number 31, it's JaVale Vance. JaVale Vance, who has it against Simon and gets it knocked away, but recovers.
Good D by Marcus Simon all over him.
Doing a lot of contact under the basket, but that shot will fall. Number 41, Clarence Corbin. Lawson quick to get it back to the other side. Double teamed. Suck to Lawson. The Titans ease off a bit. Sternad, top of the key. A pass inside,
Good job by Marcus getting that rebound
and then putting it back.
and tying the game.
That was teamwork on our end, too. Now it's, once again, number 31, Vance. And the coach for the Cougars, that's Bill Tressler, who's actually a new coach. He's not happy. He wants some paying attention, I guess, as he calls it, from the referees on the other end.
Sub here. Looks like Robert Wu is going to go in for Nick Sternad for the Cougars.
Mattson inbounds. Pelasuma really physical, and that'll be a turnover. Pelasuma forced the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, the Cougars are going to need to be very physical tonight. And Ray Cow coming in for Marcus Simon.
And as I mentioned briefly, the new coach, Mr. Tressler, for the Cougars, who coached at San Francisco State.
And Salesians.
And Salesian. He's an acclaimed coach. He began serving as an assistant at UC Davis, Cal, and eventually George Mason, who had that run in the NCAA tournament a few years ago. As play stopped for a moment. Tressler he posted the first winning season since 2006-2007 year for these Cougars, or helped lead them to it, so he certainly changed the program around.
Carl Jacobs coming in for Joseph Sook.
On the free throw line, number 2, Devin Matson, shooting 1-1.
Devin Matson will be at the free throw line.
Who's shooting a 1-1 here?
That rims out.
Good rebound by Robert Wu.
Lawson up the court. Jacobs back to Lawson. Number 4. Breakout. Now inside to Jacobs, who's being...
Carl taking the back door there.
And that's going to be a charge against Carl Jacobs, who is being defended very tightly. Oh, excuse me, a travel by number 41, Clarence Corbin, who is defending him.
Timeout called by Hercules High School.
Hercules will call a timeout.
30-second timeout.
30 seconds.
You may have noticed the TV cameras, the TV production equipment set up in the gymnasium lobby. Tonight's game
And as
is
we
being cable
have
cast.
just 3 minutes and 5 seconds left until halftime, score is 13-13. The Cougars have 7 fouls against them versus just 4 for Hercules.
I believe that's channel 33.
Getting a nice shout out from the announcer, Don Schumacher.
Not entirely sure when it will be
That's
shown.
right, Tyler. Once again, that's channel 33 if you have Comcast. The airtime is still to be decided.
We resume play once again, number 31, JaVale Vance.
Cougars looking to get a stop here late in the second quarter.
Matson against Lawson, and Lawson had a hand in his face. That ball gets away, and now there's some flying around.
Great defense by the Cougars there.
Clarence Corbin, who was the offensive player for Hercules, is being trapped by Ray Cow and Lawson. Ball got out, but it was a foul. Corbin will go to the line.
Jarrell Brown now in the game for the Titans, shooting 1-1.
The Titans are in the bonus, so every foul from here will be getting them to the free throw line.
Now the Cougars don't need to calm down. They have bonus going for the Titans.
Corbin gets his name in the scorer's book with that free throw. So puts his team up 14-13. And Corbin's 2 for 2. It's now 13-15. As Lawson takes the ball up the court. 2:40, just about 2:40 now left. As there's some pushing and shoving underneath. Neal.
Coming into this game, Kalen Lawson has 6.8 points per game. So he's also going to be a person to watch tonight.
And he is, of course, one of the seniors that is leaving next year.
One of the key seniors.
Jacobs misses that 3. Big pass, court 31, that's Vance against Tagami. Up top, now to Matson. A shot, it's good, a 3 from number 31, JaVale Vance. Hercules is extending their lead, now up 18-13. Lawson lost his dribble, now to pass it out to Tagami.
Putting some pressure on the Cougars.
And a timeout called by the Cougars. Tagami will inbound the ball. We're at 1:44 left in this second quarter, rather. Still in the first half. Inside to Neal. Passes it to Lawson. He's triple covered now.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to push some pressure on the point guards of Albany.
And Lawson gets the call as he went up for that shot.
Good take by Kalen Lawson.
He'll go to the line for 2.
Personal foul called on number 41 of the Titans, that's Clarence Corbin. His first personal foul. Kalen Lawson.
As I said, the Cougars are going to need to knock down free throws tonight.
Lawson makes both of his free throws. Now a 3-point game as the Cougars play a full court press. Vance against Jacobs. Man-to-man defense all around. Matson.
Good defense by the Cougars here.
Nearly loses his footing and the ball, but gets it to 41, and now back to him for 3. And Lawson gets the rebound.
Like Kalen Lawson.
Lawson taking it up himself.
Look crazy, he needs to slow it down here. Running offense.
Blue defenders, and that's a turnover intercepted by the 43. That was Brown who missed the layup, and on the other side, Jacobs misses. Wu nearly got the rebound, passing out to Tagami. Lawson just gets back.
Running offense here, slow things down.
The Cougars can hold for their final play of the half. Lawson holding the ball.
He's going to wait.
Closing in on now nearly 10 seconds. Lawson dribbles inside. No good. Ball bouncing around.
Still.
All right, and with that buzzer, it will be halftime. And at the half, the Titans are leading the Cougars 18-15. This has been a very physical game. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
Well, as you said, a physical game. We saw a lot of Ray Cow getting a lot of charges, a lot of physical D by the Cougars. But we've also seen a lot of Kalen Lawson from the Cougars, bringing up the ball, taking shots. He's playing a lot of this game. Now we did see Marcus Simon hit a great 3 and got a couple rebounds, got a couple other points for the Cougars. Now the Cougars are only trailing by 3 here, so hopefully they'll...
Right, and what I was thinking was it's hard to say that this was the same team that got... These are the 2 teams that played last time, and Hercules really had no problem against the Cougars, beating them by 24, and this doesn't look like that same Cougar team. They're down just 3.
Well, spring sports are just around the corner, and tryouts will be soon for baseball, softball, swimming, men's golf, and track and field. And stay tuned to Albany Student Broadcasting for baseball coverage.
We would also like to take a moment to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Clearcom, a global manufacturer of communication systems. We want to thank Rom Rosenblum and Clearcom Intercom Systems of Alameda for their generous mentoring and support. And we will throw it now to our sideline reporter, Julian Voscott, who's standing by with the athletic director, Mr. Lopez. Julian.
Well, thank you very much, Josh and Tyler, and thank you, Mr. Zeke Lopez, for being with us this evening.
You're very
now,
welcome.
as a 20-year veteran basketball coach, I believe you coached for 20 years, is that correct?
14, actually.
How do you feel about this game in general and about the boys' varsity basketball team in general?
Well, I think the boys are doing a great job. I think Coach Tressler has done a really good job of bringing this young group together. And I think they have competed in a lot of games. Unfortunately, some of those games we lost, we lost the close games. But for the most part, we've been able to compete in every game that we've played. So I think Coach Tressler has done an amazing job with this young group of guys.
He has. And can you update us on fundraising for these sports teams so far this year?
Fundraising actually has gone very well this year. To date, we're a little under 60,000, and it looks like we are on track to meet our goal of 100,000 by the end of the school year. So I am feeling really good about that right now.
And this year, the many sports teams have been placed in the TCAL League. How do you feel about that? How do you feel that it's affected their performance?
Well, the TCAL is divided up into two divisions. There's a rock and a stone division, and I think one of the good things about the league is that we're placed in a division that we can actually compete in. So we're not competing against schools that maybe play at a much lower level than we do, and at the same time we're not competing against schools that play at a much higher level than we do. So it really does kind of even out the playing field quite a bit.
Well, thank you very much, and we hope to see you again on the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Josh, Tyler.
All right, Julian, thank you, and thank you to Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez is the new athletic director to Albany High School. This is his very first year, and I'm sure he's enjoying it. So just a reminder, as we are closing in on about 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go till the second half of this game will begin. It's 15-18. The Titans are leading the Cougars here in Albany.
And this is a relatively low-scoring game for a varsity basketball game. The Cougars have done a great job of giving good pressure D.
And we'd just like to remind you that you're watching the Albany High School broadcast of boys varsity basketball. We'll return to the show in just a moment. And welcome back to today's broadcast of the Albany High School varsity basketball game against the Titans of Hercules. And we'd like to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by GoPro, makers of small wearable action sports cameras that go anywhere and attach to everything. The new HD Hero 2 is also has a live preview out, allowing us to switch beautiful HD video from backstops, backboards, goalposts, and more. The GoPro HD Hero 2, making heroes out of Albany student broadcasting. As we start the second half, Hercules is on top 20-15 as Lawson has the ball, now passing it out to Wu. Lawson, and we'd like to update the score for the women's game, who's actually in Hercules right now. The third quarter just ended, and the Cougars are on top 35-30 in the women's game. As a foul is called against number 15 for Hercules, Ramguelo. Jacobs inbounds, passes out to Wu, up against Baker, now to Lawson.
The Cougars look a lot more calm after coming back from halftime.
There's a lot of passing above the key. And
They're looking to swing in and get an open shot here.
Wu inside to Neal, double cover now. And that's taken by Baker, who passes it to Vale. Vance to the basket, and the foul. Excuse me, that's Baker who got the foul and will be going to the line for two.
Personal foul called on the Cougars, number 32, Robert Wu.
Robert Wu is the recipient of the foul.
For the Cougars, starting the second half is number 11, Kalen Lawson, number 32, Robert Wu, number 3, Carl Jacobs, number 23, Damani Neal, and number 44, Dominican Pelasuma.
For Hercules, it's Baker who just hit his free throws, and there's JaVale Vance. Jones, number 21, and that's Lawson for the Cougars now, who has it. Wu to Lawson. A lot of passing, once again above the key, outside of the key. Pump fake by Neal, now Lawson, an open three. Jacobs misses.
Nice shot by Carl there.
Baker, 2-on-1, hits the layup, and looks like Hercules is beginning to gain some momentum, excuse me. The Cougars have to call a timeout and try to stop the run. Now 24-15.
Cougars seem to have lost their fire from last half. They're going to need to regain that somehow. Bring the fiery offense and defense back in this half to come back.
Both teams will join once again back on the floor. The Albany High School Theater Ensemble presents the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and the musical will be playing on February 8th, 9th, and 10th on Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. on Sunday at 5. Tickets are $10 for students and $15 for adults. Lawson inside to Pelasuma. Lawson with his feet on the line, air balls. Wu tries to bounce the ball off, and Pelasuma on the floor.
Great effort by Pelasuma.
The Cougars will give up possession. Baker will inbound it. Ronguelo against Lawson. Baker passing it out to 45, Vanagan. Now to Vance, Baker, Ronquello. Baker against Wu. Now Ronquello dribbles inside, misses. The ball finding its way back to him, who is out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover. In comes Nick Sternad to replace Damani Neal as Carl Jacobs inbounds to Kalen Lawson. Lawson quick to get it up. Baker providing a lot of pressure. A bounce pass to Wu. Pelasuma, Lawson, inside, Sternad.
Great move by Nick Sternad there.
And those are the first points about a minute into this half that the Cougars have scored. 15, Ronquillo to Bannigan, now Ronquillo again. Vance. And Jacobs tried to intercept that. Or excuse me, that's Sternad.
Great job by Nick there. We're gonna have a sub here.
As departing from the game is number 21, Marquise Jones for Hercules, and Pelasuma will leave for the Cougars.
Marcus Simon comes in for Pelasuma. Good play by Hercules.
Corbin made that last two. 17-26, Hercules is on top. Enjoying a comfortable lead right now. Sternad double covered.
Good move, but it's trouble. Yeah, Nick Sternad loves to go in the paint and get physical.
Baker will inbound the ball. A pass up to Ronquillo, who sprints ahead. Now it's 45 who's trapped and gets it to Baker. 41. Corbin, now Vance against Jacobs, rather. Vance lost his dribble, he has to pass it. Ronquillo tries to go off the glass, misses. Wu gets the rebound.
Good rebound by Robert Wu.
Wu taking it up himself quickly. Awesome. Jacobs for three. Rims out, but
Shot by Carl
there's
Jacobs.
Simon underneath to get the rebound. Baker takes it away, dribbling up court. And a
Good
charge.
job by the Cougars, drawing a charge. We've seen a lot of charges drawn by the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, it's a third charge against Hercules.
Number 11 of the Titans called with a player control foul. Mitchell Baker is the first personal foul, second team foul.
Lawson, who took the charge, will take it up court. Sternad, ball beat around. Wu gets possession. Now back to Sternad, who's facing against Baker. A pass across the court. Lawson for three. And that's out of bounds as it goes above the backboard. And the Cougars seem to be coming out a little flat. Not what they were at the start of this game. They were going toe-to-toe with Hercules, but Hercules is kind of running away as that's a travel, so the points won't count against number 45, Bannigan. And Julian, you're over there by the Cougars bench. They seem to not be what they were at the beginning of the game. Tell me, what is it like?
Timeout on the court.
Well, it's fair to say that they were during the first and second quarters. They started out really well, you know, within a 3-point margin, I'd say. But right now we're at a 9-point margin. The bench is not as fired up as it was before. I don't want to say they're unenthusiastic, but I think the fact that they are lagging 9 points has something to do with that. And I've seen that before, where you're down so many points that it's hard to be enthusiastic. But I think they'll make it through.
Right.
And on February 11th, the Albany High School Jazz Band and Rhythm Band will be playing at Yoshi's in Oakland at 8 p.m. There's only one show and tickets are going incredibly fast. If you need tickets, please ask any of the kids in jazz ensembles or get them online at www.yoshis.com/Oakland.
The teams will get back out onto the court after the timeout called by the Cougars. Needed that timeout to try and regroup and, I guess, restructure.
Hopefully that will help with coming back tonight.
Lawson against Baker and Bannigan. The Hercules Titans have switched to a zone defense. As Cow pump fakes, gets it to Sternad, who loses the ball rather. And now a whistle is 41 Clarence Corbin sort of landed on Nick Sternad.
That's exactly what happened, Josh. 45 was running after Nick Sternad there to block the ball, and Sternad stopped. 45 tripped over
Sternad
him.
to inbound the ball for Albany.
Sternad passing it to Cow, pump fakes. Crossed, and that's intercepted by 31 Vance. Vance significantly bigger than his defender, Cow, who now gets help from Sternad, passes out to Baker, who airballs a three. Wu takes it back, nearly poked away by Bannigan. Lawson, the court. Cougars have been kept away from the basket. They haven't been able to get in close. They've been having to resort to long shots. Wu, who has to pass it out. Lawson trying to reset the offense. Sternad to Lawson. The shot clock running out. Cal tried to save it, but couldn't.
Good effort by Ray Cow there, trying to save the ball at the last second. Just couldn't.
Ronquillo will be the inbounder for Hercules to Baker. Now back to Ronquillo. To Vance. Up top, Bannigan. Now Ronquel. Baker. Excuse me, Bannigan. Vance now. Against Jacob, dribbles inside, shoots rather, and hits the two from just inside the 3-point line.
The Cougars definitely need to run an offense here and get something going for themselves.
And we're closing in on, and ooh, that was just, it was a bit of luck, I guess, as Baker tipped it, went out of bounds. The pass from Sternad to Jacobs. Pelasuma will come in for Nick Sternad now, and number 41, Clarence Corbin will leave, and entering will be Sykes for Hercules. Simon.
Looks like a little confusion on the court here.
Right, the officials think Simon needs to check in with the table again.
Looks like they resolved the problem, and the Cougars will take it out.
Woo, quick passing.
Yeah, Cougars are swinging the ball around, trying to get a shot right here. Is benching in, takes it and just can't hit it.
Mattson's now back in the game. He's been out. He started the game for the Titans. As Baker, who has been in the entire game, passes it to Sykes, who just came in. Matson against Pelasuma. Out to Vance. Vance the shot. No good. Pelasuma gets the rebound. It's
Uncontested
Simon.
there under the basket.
The Cougars got a break, I guess. That's a three. A three from Ben Chinen.
Great shot by Ben Chinen there.
And just like that, what looked like a quarter where the Cougars were only going to score once, they're now down just 8.
Ben Chinen, a sophomore on varsity, coming in with 2.3 points per game and overall points of 21.
Vance calling out some signs to his offense. Sykes, now Vance for 3. Can't respond. Simon gets the rebound after it's kicked around a bit. And with that, that'll be the end of the third quarter. Heading to the fourth. It's 28-20. The Cougars trail the Titans, as the Cougars have fouled just once versus the Titans 3, which may come into play later on as we head to this fourth quarter.
And I just want to recap the third quarter there. The Cougars were struggling there, maintaining about a 10-point margin with Hercules still in the lead. It is still possible they can come back. And like Josh said, we have 1 foul on the Cougars, 3 on Hercules, and maybe some more free throws and fouls will come into play in the next quarter. Josh?
All right, thanks, Julian.
It will also be up on
And congratulations to the Albany High School girls wrestling team for their incredible performance at the North Coast Section Wrestling Tournament. Albany had 2 individual champions, Chanel Chawillit at 126 pounds and Erica Sotelo at 132, who claimed the titles at their respective weight classes, and the girls placed second overall as a team. Other individual medalists include Ava Piroth at 114, she came in third. Brianna Padilla at 118, she came in second. Niley Patino, 138, came in fourth. We'll be seeing Chawit, Sotelo, Piroth, and Padilla at the CIS Wrestling Tournament on February 22nd and 23rd at Lemoore High School. And for the 14th straight year, the varsity boys wrestling team claimed the title in the WACC League. In a 3-way tie, Albany, San Leandro, and Castro Valley High Schools will all be 2013 co-champions due to their dual meet records.
Meanwhile, back on the court, a foul, number 5 against number 5. Ben Chinen gets called against Sykes. As that's out of bounds. Simon last touched it. So the Titans will keep the ball. Inbounding is Vance. Sykes at the top of the key against Chinen. Now back to Vance. Jacobs playing very tight coverage as that misses. Chinen gets the rebound.
Now Benjamin is just going to grab that at the last second. Coming off of Pelisama there.
Jacobs for 3. Too strong. And a foul.
Looks like Carl's getting a little flustered there after that missed 3.
The Cougars are trying a full court press. Of course, noting a sense of urgency as it's an 8-point game with 7:10 left. Vance, quick shot, and that falls. So make it a 10-point game, 30-20. Simon bringing it up the court, hoping to respond. Wu. Simon again dribbles inside, and a foul, a shooting foul, so Simon will go to the line for 2. Almost a 3-point play that just bounced off the rim.
Marcus will go to the line here and shoot 2.
Marcus Jones was who drew the foul.
Marcus Simon, 1 more free throw.
Sykes gets the rebound. And that's knocked out of bounds by Simon.
Good defense by Simon there, showing a little aggression.
And now the Cougars will make some personnel changes. Lawson comes in, Pelisuma departs. Simon will also depart. And a pass that just goes right out of bounds, intended for Jones. Instead it'll be the Cougars' ball as Jacobs goes to inbound it to Lawson. Good pass Chinen, who already has a 3 to his credit.
Swing it to Ben again.
That's no good. Rebounded by Baker. Vance up the court. Vance, who had to play Matson on the other side, had beaten Chinen and was open for rebound, or for a layup rather, but Vance couldn't find him in time. Instead, it'll go out of bounds. Lawson, conserving time. Jacobs. The Cougars have resorted to shooting 3s. It's their 3rd drive in a row where they've lost the possession on a 3-point miss.
The Cougars need to run an offense and get something going.
Lawson all the way to the basket, but that doesn't fall. Baker gets the rebound. Vance against Jacobs, out to Sykes, against Chinen, and a travel called against Sykes. As Simon will come in for Chinen and Pelisuma will replace Robert Wu. Ray Cow will come in for a clearly tired Carl Jacobs. Lawson, who's been in the game the entire game, clearly the leader of the offense.
Good job by Nick Sternad taking the back door and getting a nice layup.
Number 15 now, Ronquillo against Lawson. Some physical play down low.
Personal foul called on number 21, Nick Sternad. First personal foul.
Ronquillo gets his first free throw.
One more free throw.
And with that free throw, he will expand the lead. 10 points now, 32 to 22. Cougars closing in on 5 minutes left to try and erase this deficit, as that was a pass nearly out of bounds. Sternad kept it. And he's now double teamed, and a travel will be called against him as Sykes, number 5, shows some pleasure with that call.
Yeah, the Cougars seem to be losing some motivation here in the fourth quarter.
And their head coach, Tressler rather, just walking up the sideline, yelling body language.
Yeah, looks like number 10 Marcus Simons was a little hunched over.
I want to
Go ahead,
add
Julian.
to Tyler's comment there. Yes, here on the sideline, especially on the bench, they aren't as fired up and as loud as they were in the first 2 quarters. Right now, the Cougars maintain a 12-point margin with Hercules in the lead, so it's no wonder.
Vance, a wide open 3 as he scoops the floor in celebration. And with that, the Cougars will have to call a timeout. Tressler is clearly displeased with his play, the play of his team rather.
Full timeout.
Yeah.
Called by the Cougars.
Cougars will get a full timeout to try and regroup and restart, I guess, as they're huddling up. Draw out some plays and
Hopefully Coach Tressel will be able to get this team fired up for these last couple minutes and hopefully make a run and come back.
right, and this is still not the game that everyone was so afraid of. As we can update the score now, the final in Hercules, the women's basketball team has lost to Hercules, 51 to 42.
From the sideline, there are 4 fouls on Hercules, 3 on Albany, and there is a 15-point margin between the 2 teams. Hercules in the lead.
Both teams take the floor again. Lawson. Out to Sternad. Across to Cow. That was a high throw. Cow was able to bring it down. Excuse me, stuck. Sternad. Simon. Passed up on what looked like he was going to shoot it, and Vance intercepts it.
Yeah, it looks like the Cougars have just been running the same offense.
Lawson.
Over, and it looks like the Titans have caught on to it.
Stop that pass from being completed. Sykes now. Vance, who's been in almost the entire game for Hercules. Sykes down low, baseline, and he loses it out of bounds.
The Cougars sideline was trying to get their team pumped up.
Some plays being mailed in from the bench. As Suck has it to Lawson, out to the wing. Simon dribbles inside, down low, and a foul. Simon will go to the line, he'll shoot 2.
Good job by Marcus drawing the
Personal
foul.
foul called on the Titans number 45,
Number 45, Bannigan, is called for the foul.
Hopefully, these free throws will inspire his teammates to try and come back.
If that won't help, as that's a miss.
Kind of looks as if Marcus is just throwing it up there. He doesn't have any form. He's kind of tossing him up.
Yeah, he's standing there. He's tired as he gets it into Pelasuma, who misses the layup and misses again, but the Cougars get another chance. Simon, the three rings out. Vance gets the rebound. Robert Wu getting ready to check back in for the Cougars. Ronquillo against Suck.
Good defense by Suck there.
Sykes now. Bounce pass. Baker misses. Out of bounds, and the Cougars will keep possession. Nick Sternad will be replaced by Robert Wu. As we wait for play to resume. We're at 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. The Cougars have a hill to climb, I guess, if they want to come back. Not insurmountable, but it won't be easy. Wu down low, open. Can't get that one to fall. Vance coming up court. Baker.
Cougars seem to be missing a lot of close shots, you know, with Pelasoma and those 3 attempts, and then Robert Wu right there.
Right. I think it's like the idea that you know you're down and you have to make something happen quick, so you start to think about it too much.
That's what's been happening with the Cougars as they come down and they're just kind of chucking threes up, hoping they'll hit.
Right. Lawson takes it. Suck. Ben Chinen is back in the game. Robert Wu tries to pass it, but he loses it out of bounds. Bannigan gets it. Ronquillo up to Vance. A long three from Vance, and he makes it. The Titans are not slowing down. They're now up 40 to 22.
2 minutes left in regulation.
Wu hits the shot.
Timeout.
Good move by Robert Wu there.
There's a timeout called.
He's going to get a nice hook shot in.
30-second timeout called by the Cougars.
Set. 30-second timeout.
Pay attention to the usual sources of information.
Once again, score 40 to 24. The Cougars are trailing. 1 minute 48 seconds to go. As
Chris Parker
new into the
comes
game. Right, Chris Parker, the
His
junior.
First appearance.
That's right, Tyler, number 15. Chris Parker, first appearance of the game. Cougars still maintaining that 16-point margin.
And that was a travel call against Ronquillo, who got the feed from Vance.
And Ben Chinen comes in for Chris Parker. Will have a short appearance in this game.
Inbounding it will be Suck to Lawson. Lawson to Chinen. And Neal loses the ball. Vance has it. Pass it to Ronquillo, who will take his time getting up the court to eat some clock. Down low. That rings out. Suck gets the rebound. Lawson up court, and the Cougars need to make something happen fast. Lawson, the layup rather, that's good.
There. Get a little shake and bake action and take it to the hoop. Looks like Chris Parker just checked in again for Ben Chinen.
Full timeout.
We have a full timeout. The Cougars have fouled 3 times versus the Titans 5, though it doesn't seem like a foul and a free throw will be the difference in this game. We have a minute 13 left.
Cougars are going to need a lot of stops here if they hope to come back late in this game.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention that I noticed in the junior varsity game, what brought them back was free throws. Now, by chance, maybe in this last minute, fouls will work to the Cougars' advantage, but still they're at a 14-point margin, and it's unlikely.
For Hercules, that's Devin Lee, number 23, who's new into the game. Ball is lost. On the floor is Neal. And they're going to give the possession to Hercules still.
Great effort by Damani Neal.
Number 20, Jason
Lee will leave the game
Now the game for the Titans.
for a new number 23.
Great job by Kalen Lawson. Getting something started here late in this game.
Timeout on the court.
Kalen staying optimistic. He's got the last 2 points for the Cougars.
Full timeout.
We are
Called by the Titans.
at just over a minute, 1 minute and 2 seconds to go. As looks like number 12, Kenji Tagami, will be checking into the game for the Cougars shortly at the end of this timeout.
The Cougars definitely need to get something going here late in this fourth quarter to come back, drive in, get some fouls, hit some free throws.
Janelle Brown, number 23, or excuse me, 43 is in for Hercules.
Number 15, Chris Parker, now in the game.
Chris Parker is in the game for Albany as that pass sails out of bounds. The
Good
Cougars-
pressure defense by the Cougars there.
Yep, they're hanging on. They haven't given up the fight yet. Suck will inbound it as Tagami checks out. Damani Neal will come in. Kaylin Lawson up the floor.
They're gonna need some quick points here. They can't afford a stall.
Lawson gets the ball back from Chinen. Now Chinen for three. He already has one. Misses that one. Gonna fight down low for it.
And the
Players will hit the deck.
Cougars are
And
gonna get it back here.
down low.
Robert Wu is gonna get fouled.
Robert Wu is shooting foul, so he'll go to the line for two.
Good take by Robert Wu.
Personal foul called on the Titans, number 43, Jerome.
Clock stops at 38 seconds left.
Second personal foul. Robert Wu on the free throw line, shooting two.
Wu's first free throw. It's good.
As Julian was saying, free throws could be a big part in the rest of this game.
Yes, the Cougars are closing that previously 12-point margin, and now we're at a 10-point margin. There's still a chance.
Now
Right.
two players subbed in, Kenji Tagami and Chris Parker for the Cougars here. Cougars here looking for another steal.
The Titans are in the bonus, so any foul against Albany, the Cougars will go to the free throw line as Wu kind of hung on to the jersey of 41 Corbin as long as he could before a timeout was
Timeout
called.
on the court. 30-second timeout called by the Titans.
Titans take a timeout here with 36 seconds left in the game. Cougars trailing by 10. Cougars are going to be looking for their top scorers who are in the game.
As both teams take the floor. 36 seconds left, and from half court, Ronquillo will inbound it. Cougars are playing tight. Ronquillo to 41, Corbin. And a foul, an intentional foul to stop the clock. Tagami fouling Ronquillo, and Cougars have some fouls to give, so they'll use that as much as they can.
Cougars are going to need a steal here. There's another foul by Kenji.
And that'll stop the clock with 30 seconds, or 30.9, I guess, seconds left. Suck will depart. In comes number 25, Andre Rusev.
court as they're checking about how about the fouls, how many the Cougars have. And the winning number is 5. So it looks like they'll have one more foul to give here before 1-and-1 starts.
That's an inbounds from Quella and Tagami. 3 fouls in a row for him.
Personal foul number 12, Benji Tagami, his 3rd.
So we'll pretty much do that again as Madsen will inbound it on Quella and Tagami.
Looks
his
like
4th
they'll
in
be
a row.
going to the line for 1-and-1. Both teams are in the bonus.
Cougars look like they'll be sending in Benchinen and Damani Neal in just a few moments as they do that now. Departing is Parker and Tagami.
Benji Tagami, that's 4 on number 12.
15, Ronquella will go to the line. He's 2 for 2 from free throws today. We get 3 for 3. As
Lorenzo Sandoval in the game for the Cougars.
misses. Lawson, less than 25 seconds to go. Tries a crossover underneath.
Great move by Caitlin Lawson. Trying to get something started here, but maybe too little too late.
Madsen out to Ronquello. The pace is significantly picked
As
up.
time winding down here in the 4th quarter. Seconds on the clock. Looks like the Cougars will not be able to get the win in the last final home game.
Well, it's a tough defeat, but the Cougars will go down 41-32. The Titans from Hercules get the win, as both teams will meet at half court to shake hands.
Thank you for attending tonight's senior night.
Yeah, once again, tonight is senior night. Of course, not the way that
Drive home safely.
these
Good
4
night.
seniors wanted to go. Tyler?
Yep.
This wasn't the game that it was last time. It wasn't a blowout so much. It was
No.
dead even in the first half, but then Hercules
Yeah.
sort of won the second half.
It
to say the
seemed
least.
that when the game started, the Cougars had a lot of fire. They came out very aggressive, a lot of pressure defense, taking a lot of shots. When they came back from the second half, it seems that they have really lost that fire and that energy. They just were kind of walking and weren't
They were tired. There was
chucking up threes.
that moment after Marcus Simon missed his free throw, and he just sort of stood at the free throw line catching his breath for a few moments.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a tough loss, but a hard-fought loss all around for both teams. As we are now trying to gather some Cougars to speak with at the end of this.
Josh, I'm here with Chris Parker. Chris, how do you feel overall about tonight's game?
I think for the first 3 quarters we played really good, and then 4th quarter we kind of fell off, but we tried our hardest all game to play hard.
Why do you think in the last 2 quarters, especially the team, we started to lose ground?
I think everybody kind of got a little tired, and we kind of came out second half playing a little sluggish. Same thing that happened last time we played them.
And my final question, how do you feel about these seniors leaving? They're a big part of the team, I know. A lot of them are senior players. How do you feel about that?
At first I want to say I'm really happy that I had an opportunity to play with them. There are some great guys, some great leaders, and we're going to miss those guys next year because they're the foundation of our team. And with us having a new coach, they're the first group, so we're really going to miss these guys next year.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Chris.
Julian.
That was Chris Parker, junior. To recap the game, I mean, the Cougars did attempt to come back at the end of the 4th quarter. They were struggling there in the 3rd quarter, especially maintaining approximately a 16-point margin on average. We saw Marcus Simon score phenomenally this evening. I'd say that some of the lower level players on varsity, John Sook, Lorenzo Sanabal, Ben Chin, and they had good opportunities to play. They will be carrying the team as the years go on and as these seniors graduate. Next time, hopefully the Cougars will come back. Hercules is a tough team, so they have that going for them. Josh, Tyler?
All right, thanks, Julian. Yeah, one of the seniors that's leaving tonight, Kalen Lawson, was in for the entire game, so he was sort of the workhorse of this
He's
offense.
going to be one of the key seniors that they will be losing. He had 6.8 points per game coming into this game, which is very good at this level.
Yeah, he certainly fought along with the rest of his teammates as the final score. There it is, and of course we need to thank our team that put this all together. Our producer Lainey Maris, our director Kat Supawit, our technical director Han Yin, and our associate producer Tenzin Dodden. Tyler Caldwell was my partner. I'm Josh Glatt. Justin Salzman was our A1. Jenny Wu and Xian Wang were on graphics. So thank you to all of them, and for everybody here at Albany Student Broadcasting. I'm Josh Glatt. Thank you for watching.